Friends, we're back in the classroom. Crimson Tide softball. This is the mental classroom. This is 90% right here. Again, they understand how important the mental game is compared to the field. And this room is absolutely amazing. And getting to speak to the team in this room, it really did feel like a classroom because, they've got their notebooks, they're taking notes, they're prepared. This is truly a special place for this team. And the teams before it, I'm sure, could tell just as many stories. But I'm excited because I'm with Reagan, who is a senior, and we're going to talk to her and we're going to ask her the same question we ask all the athletes when we do interviews. And that is, Reagan is a senior. Tell me what your definition of leadership is.
I think it's changed over the years I've been here. Going in, just being a catcher, everyone's like, you're the leader on the field, you're the leader. And I'm like, well, what exactly does that mean? And to me back then, coming in freshman year was be the vocal leader, command the field. But as the years go on, I've learned so much more that leadership is about. And not only is it serving others, it's just having a willingness to give and not expect anything in return, I think just being on a team, a leader, is that communication between the coaches and the players. Trying to get everyone on that same page and just working hard. I think as a leader, it's important to be able to not only speak but do what you're telling the other players to do. So I think that they're going to look up to you as leaders, obviously, and so you have to work hard. You have to set the right example and not just say what you want the other people in the team to accomplish. So, and I think that one thing that was the hardest for me to learn as a leader is just truly invest in every teammate. Like, get to know them on and off the field. Make them feel loved. Make them feel that respect that you have for them so they earn that respect for you. And so I think that definitely from my freshman year to my senior year that the coaches would definitely say I've grown so much as a leader just because the definition coming in before playing under these coaches is just a small amount of what a true leader is, and being able to develop under them and see what I've grown into as my senior year is something that can definitely take me to further heights in the future.
It's an amazing answer. So I have to ask you, how important has this classroom been in building that skill?
90% of it's right here. Murph and Allie, they always bring in speakers, and I mean, you spoke to us yesterday, and you always learn something.
Probably the best one you've ever had.
Of course.
Absolutely. I mean, the standing ovation.
I mean,
the tears. The amount of people who literally were crying. Was that you were emotional?
That's not normal. That's not normal.
It's not normal,
not
is
normal.
it? I mean, I was the roses. Why do people throw roses? I didn't understand that part either.
I mean, we just kind of save it for that one that really speaks to us. We just throw them all out.
I really was touched. I appreciate that.
But yeah, Murph and Allie, they always bring in speakers that have different views and different mindsets, just so you're able to kind of pick different things that you like about each speaker and kind of like develop your own leadership skills. And so I think that they really open up the floor and like respect you to be able to develop those leadership skills within those 4 years, because they provide the people to help you, and they also realize that they can only do so much. So I think that's why they're willing. They know that like if I bring in other sources, that I can grow as a coach, but I can really let my players grow. And one thing about just being here is obviously we're here for softball,
Mm-hmm.
but they think of it so much more than just softball. They like develop you as a person, as an athlete, as a leader, and so they really like create you as a whole. And just once you leave here, you're automatically a better person in so many different aspects of your life.
So this is what prompted me to really want to talk to you. So I've known Coach Murphy for 9 years. He's never had team captains.
Never.
Did you feel the magnitude of that question when asked if you would be willing to step up and be a team captain?
Definitely. I was shocked. I would have never thought that, like, yeah, I go back to like the definition of what I thought a leader was, being on the field. I was like, I can do that, but I felt like that wasn't enough for me to stand out and him to be a captain, so I just felt like he saw so much more in me than what I saw in myself, and so I was honored.
Absolutely.
That's honestly an understatement, because it was almost like emotional, just to.
And you have so much vested in the program. You've given 4 years of yourself. I mean, this is your family.
Right.
And there are many traditions at Alabama. But, talking about 23 teams, and this is the first that has had captains. And I was so blown away when Coach Murphy was talking about it, and I knew that if he had the ability to see who those captains would be and know in his heart and know in his mind, those are special players.
Yeah.
And I want to congratulate you.
Thank you.
Because what an incredible honor and responsibility to take on. And yesterday I got to know you a little bit, and you're humble. And I think you are the type of person who does lead by example. And I think you're the type of person, and if I'm wrong, tell me, but I think you're the one that people like to come to, maybe?
Right.
So there's a comfort in that. And it completely makes sense to me and why it occurred and how it occurred. But has this season just felt a little different knowing you have that responsibility?
Yeah, it definitely has. And one thing that I'm very honest. I like to see both sides of things. I like to not just like assume things. And so I think a lot of players come to me because they know that, like, whether it's what they want to hear or if it's not what they want to hear, they're going to get an honest response. And so I think that that helps a lot also, because Murph always says that, like, we're sisters, and
Mm-hmm.
you can't always fake it till you make it.
Right.
And so you have to have someone on that team, right, that's gonna, hold people accountable. And but it's all through love, It's like I want the best for everyone on this team, And so they tend to come to me just because if they're ready for that real response, whether it's what they want to hear or what they don't want to hear, then that's when they come to me. And so, and I think that's important, and just having that as like a person on the team that you can like lean to, and not always hear it from the coaches.
It almost goes back to yesterday, the blind spot, right? You like to play that blind spot role, but they've got to be prepared.
Right.
Because you're going to be honest. You're going to do it with love, and it's going to be constructive, but you're that blind spot.
Right.
That's amazing.
And just through freshman year, I've grown a lot in that aspect, because this past year the coaches really challenged me of knowing each player. And just for instance, like when they need someone to hold them accountable, do they like that on the side, pull them to the side, or do they prefer that in front of the team after a game or something like that? And so I had ups and downs, and I've messed up, and but this year I feel like that it was really important to like know the new people and invest in them, and just be able to know what they like. Do they like a little pat on the back,
Right.
or do they like someone to get in their face and like, all right, let's do this. So the leadership role is it's fun. It's a privilege. It's you get to see like the whole team develop and be a part of it. But it's also challenging.
Okay, so this is unscripted, but I have to ask you, what's your major?
I am double major in marketing and management.
You realize that these skills and everything you just said,
Applies to life.
I mean,
in my work.
you are steps ahead of most at your age.
Thank you.
What are your aspirations?
They change. After I did an internship this summer with PepsiCo,
Mm-hmm.
and so I recently accepted a job with them. It's a management sales position, So that's where I'm starting.
They're extremely lucky to have somebody.
Yeah, I'm
like
starting
you.
there. I had a great time, great experience, and I think I learned a lot there too, just through like the leadership skills. And I think one thing that was really challenging with that was that stepping into that internship, I led people that were 20, 30 years older than me, and that was challenging because just like I was kind of what my position was so I was interning a management sales guy in Baldwin County,
Okay.
so like Foley, Alabama.
So you're not too far.
Not too far, Orange Beach, and so he has the guys that run the routes, and that's who he's in charge of. But I was over the part-time employees that work on the weekends since it's busy in the beach, and so I was over them and I managed them, and that was challenging because the ages were like, the youngest was probably 12 years older than me, and then it went to like 30 years older than me. So just to like earn their respect as such a young,
You used the incredible word earn.
yeah, earn their respect as such like a young figure, just kind of stepping in, that it was challenging. So I definitely think that helped me along the way.
You're one of those world watch out kind of people. I can just sense it without a doubt. I have enjoyed talking to you. You exhibit, like in other words, I know exactly why Murph picked you. You have a fascinating story.
Thank you.
And the team's doing incredible this season. And I know you carry a lot of that pressure, you carry a lot of that responsibility. And I just want to congratulate you because think about it, Team 23, Team 46 is going to go back and say, Team 23 was the first time I ever had captains. And you're going to be that person that was the first group of captains. So congratulations.
Thank you.
I hope you are able to learn as much as I do in each of these because these athletes offer such a unique perspective on leadership. And I don't care what age you are, aspiring leader or experienced leader, we all have to progress. We all have to find the opportunities for growth. And this is a great example of it. So listen, friends, I hope you have a great day. And don't forget,
Charge up.